Welcome back to The Topic, where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. I'm Dr. Darin Baskin. We're here each and every Thursday
Recording in progress.
That HCC is in session. We're also live at 2 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Follow us on social media at Houston Community College District and watch us on HCC TV via your local cable provider. Guess what? The fall semester is coming. We can also say the fall semester is here because we are preparing classes, students are preparing to register, and we are in full swing. There's a lot to consider, like which classes to take, when to take them, how much the classes cost, how much time is involved in scheduling classes you're going to spend in your classes. There's so many questions that you have going on. And today we have the most amazing team to help you to understand a lot of these questions. We're going to meet with some of the best people we have here at HCC, starting with Dr. Rima Adil, who is the Interim Vice Chancellor for Student Services here at HCC. Dr. Adil, Rima, welcome to the show.
Baskin, it looks like you are the jack of all trades. Well, thank you for having me here.
Hey, look, we all do what we can to ensure student success. And this is just one more thing that I can offer to the students as a way to get more information. So we're happy to have you. So let's just jump right in here. Tell us about advising, tell us about student advising, and tell us about the advising support that's available for our students.
So I just want to say that we have two advising models in place, and we understand the students' needs as they are onboarding brand new to Houston Community College, or if they are progressing and completing with us. So at Houston Community College, we assign students a point of contact, their admission advisors. They are there to support the students onboarding up to their first enrollment. And guess what? First day of school, they're assigned a pathways advisor who stays throughout the student's academic journey with us from start to finish and help them graduate, keep them on track. So yeah, it is important that students go meet with them, visit with them to get their advice.
So, I mean, you brought up some great points, and I'm always excited and elated to hear that we have so many pieces in place to ensure our students' success. So can you drill down just a little bit more on, for students to understand why it's so important to get advising before you start your classes?
It is important to get, because we have what we have in higher education, and as students who are coming from high school, they're also aware that they have pathways that we have to follow, and there are plans that comes with every degree and credential. So if they are taking classes that is not on their program plan or outside their program plan, it impacts them in several ways. First of all, it prolongs your degree time if you're taking random courses, because it does not add towards the credential that you are seeking. Secondly, those students who are receiving financial aid, they run out of their funds if they're taking random classes. So it is very, very important, if they want to save time, save money, save energy, to stay on path and finish. And usually what I advise the students, like if you are following a credential that is in your mind, stick to it. We all want to come back at another time and explore some of the other things that might interest us, more like the softer skills or something that I want to learn, photography or filmmaking, or you can do those courses later, but stick to the plan, stay focused and finish.
So I think you make some great points. I like that you're iterating and reiterating to students how important it is to stay on path. to stay on their plan, which I think is the reason why we have the 2 advising model, which is your academic advising for your initial setup, and then your pathway advisor to keep you on your path of success as you plot your trajectory through the institution. So I think that's perfect. Let me ask you this question. How will I know, as a new student coming in, doesn't understand our system, how would I know who my advisor is? My pathway advisor.
So your pathways advisor, you in your student system where you are enrolling your classes and making your payment. So it is your pathways advisor, assigned advisors is listed there, including the contact information. So their email address, their name, and I recently have made some edits. So their picture is there too. So when you see them in the hallway, don't forget to say hello. You are able to make appointments. There's an appointment link available in your student profile. So just go to your student center and then you can find your advisors.
And I think you make another great point. And let me say congratulations, because to add a picture to go with a name, I think has always been a missing piece, because we tend to want to know more about someone when we know what they look like versus just seeing their name. So I think that was a bold move and a great move on top of that. And so you talk about clicking a link to set up a meeting. I think that's important also, because are students also able to do virtual meetings if they can't come to a campus?
Absolutely. We want to make sure that we provide easy access. And we understand that students come from all walks of their life. They could be working adults, they could be parents with children, or just simply, I may not be feeling like coming to campus, but we want to make sure that you have access to your advisor. So the students are able to pick whether you want to make an appointment virtually or you want to do it in person. And yes, the advisors are happy to support.
Oh, I think that's amazing. And I also like that we do have all the options available for students, no matter where they are, and we're going to meet them where they are and not the other way around. So I think that separates our advising model from a lot of other advising models out there. So kudos to you and your team. Congratulations. Very excited about this. I'm also going to ask you in about 30 seconds or so to tell students, when are the best times to come up to advising?
During the non-peak registration. So we all know peak registration times. When classes are about to start, that is the busiest time. And we are just, serving on first come, first serve basis. But throughout the semester is the time when you really want to go and sit down and have that, one-to-one discussion and receive some advice, get to know them and make sure they get to know you so they can support you throughout your journey.
Hey, Dr. Rima Adil, it's been a pleasure. Great information. I appreciate it. When we come back, we will be talking to one of my favorite people here at the institution, Dr. Chassity Holliman-Douglas, who is serving as the Associate Vice Chancellor for Special Programs and Success. You'll be surprised at the services that we offer here at HCC.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
Welcome back to the topic. I'm Dr. Darin Baskin, and we are talking to our amazing student services support system teams. Students who attend college have a multitude of services at their disposal, but they don't always know what services are available to them. So we are happy to be joined by one of my favorite people, Dr. Chassity Holliman-Douglas, who is the Associate Vice Chancellor for Special Programming. Welcome to the show, Dr. Holliman-Douglas.
Thank you so much, Dr. Baskin. You too are one of my favorite people.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I know the work that you do. I know how passionate you are about it. I know all the long hours that you have spent to ensure that our students are getting the services that they need. So I applaud you. I appreciate you. And a lot of times you don't get to hear that. So I will give that to you right now that I have you here.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's just jump right into it. Let's talk about HCC Cares. Tell me about that. How impactful is that to us as an institution?
Well, HCC Cares is a program that I'm very excited about. I'm proud of the program and the work that our counseling team has done to get it up off the ground and running for our students. When we say basic needs, we're talking about our students' food, their housing, their transportation, even their sense of belonging, all of the things that are fundamental to our students' needs for their long-term overall well-being. So I'm proud that we do have a program called HCC Cares. We've had it for a few years now, and it offers a comprehensive selection of on-campus and off-campus supports for our students and their families. We're looking at providing affordable, timely, and responsive services to meet their basic needs.
So you bring up some great points. First and foremost, I think anyone who is fortunate enough to be able to be there for a student when they need us the most, I think is probably some of the best people we have at the institution. So with you and your team and the work that you do, and you're getting students when the first thing on their mind is not education. The first thing on their mind is their basic needs. And for us to be able to step in during that time to ensure that those basic needs are met, and then also at the same time provide them the solid foundation to complete their academic journey, I think is the perfect mix and the perfect balance of being a great institution and knowing our students. And so there's something that the students can fill out on their HCC Cares website. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, so we made the process very easy, hopefully very visible, especially when you think about Hurricane Beryl and how we were all, impacted by the hurricane, but just thinking about our students and what their needs were during that time. The HCC Cares page is very accessible. If you go on the page, there is a basic needs questionnaire. And it's a short questionnaire, but it just addresses our students. It helps them identify what their stressors are currently. And as they go through that questionnaire and identify whatever their stressors may be, whether it's emergency funding, or maybe it's childcare, or maybe it's health, mental health or any physical health, then as they're identifying those stressors, we connect them immediately to an evergreen list of resources to meet their identified needs. Some of the resources are within our college, and then others are within our community partners.
And you really just summarized part of the question I was going to ask you, which was how important are community partnerships to us? And you really did a great job of just explaining to us how important the relationship that we need to have with our community partners in order to support our students. So again, great job. And I know one of our community partners that we do so much work with is the Houston Food Bank. And let me just say, you hit the nail on the head when you said we were all impacted by Beryl.
Yes.
But free groceries, sign me up. Talk about
Most
that for
definitely. Yes, sir. So when you think about community partnerships, they are the way that we're able to do most of what we're able to provide for our students. We couldn't do it by ourselves. And so one of our most prominent basic needs resources is provided through our partnership with the Houston Food Bank. We've had this partnership for a number of years. It started as they came and provided mobile food markets, but now as of the last couple of years, we were able to launch 7 food pantries, brick and mortar pantries on many of our campuses, and we call them Eagle Markets. And so in these Eagle Markets, students and their families can go and they shop. They can receive free groceries. Not only that, we also offer free personal hygiene products. We offer household goods, and those are through another community partnership with the Helping Hands of Houston. So again, if you just go on our HCC Cares page, it has a list broken down of all the eco markets that we offer across the district.
Hey, I love it. I love the fact that you go into this market and you actually shop like you're in a supermarket. I love that. I think that not only impacts them on the basic needs side, but it also teaches them a life learning skill, which is how to make groceries, how to put things together to create meals, and how to feed their families and themselves. So again, kudos to you. I do know that in the HCC Cares program, there's also discounted Metro cards, financial coaching, mental health awareness, and a whole array of holistic needs that students have that you guys also support. But I do know, because this little birdie told me, that you have a new addition to those support services. Talk to us about that.
Yes, so that is our student parents support that we're providing. And again, it's one of the programs. I love the work that I do because we get to do important work that really impacts and supports our students. And so we recognize that being a parent and being a student requires a supportive academic environment. Last year, HCC designated staff specifically for our student parents. They're called student parent liaisons. And so these student parent liaisons, they work with our students who have children, and their primary role is to help connect them with food, transportation, childcare, many of those pressing needs that student parents face. And we also built a website for our students that's dedicated to supporting our student parents. And on there, you can find a wide array of different academic and financial and enrollment support services that are available for our student parents. So we have the liaisons, but we also have our student parents are able to register early. So there are certain groups at HCC that were already receiving priority registration. So now our student parents are a part of that group, because we know that being a student parent, you have families, you have different priorities. And so it's important that you're able to choose the classes early to meet your needs.
Right, and having the schedule that works with the students' needs so that they can not only take their academic classes, but also be able to take care of their families and be able to work and do other things that are outside of their education is important. So again, kudos to you and your team. So tell us in 30 seconds, for more information about the HCC Cares program, tell us what we need to do.
It's so simple. Go to the hccs.edu website, use the search box and type in HCC Cares, and it will be the first item that pops up for your selections. That's the best way I can tell you.
Hey, I think that's easy, and it's also so simple that it's just like a one click. And you know, we love one click transfers. We don't want those transfers that it takes 5 or 6 clicks to get there. So this one click is amazing. So it has been a pleasure talking with you, Dr. Holliman-Douglas. You know how I feel about you. You know you're one of my favorite people. The work that you do is invaluable to the institution. The students' lives that you're impacting are way, way further than you think, and way further than you and your team knows. So from me and everybody here at HCC, please tell your team I said thank you for the work that they do, and I know the students appreciate it because it shows in the completion of programs here at HCC. So thank you so much. When we return, we'll be talking to Bruce Ware, who is one of our amazing coordinators for financial aid, to talk about one of the biggest obstacles that we have here at Houston Community College, which is finding money to finance it. And he's going to give us some great information and some tips on how to do that. Stay tuned when we return.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars.
Wow,
But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to the topic. I am now being joined by one of our amazing financial aid coordinators, Mr. Bruce Ware. Welcome to the show, Bruce.
Thank you, Darin. It's a pleasure being here, and it's always a joy to speak with our students and give them great information that will be helpful for them.
Yes, and I think this is one of those subjects that everybody's afraid of. They don't know a lot about it, and it seems like it's such a secret that having this session, I think, is going to be impactful for students. So just jump right into it. The first step, what is the first step for any student to take in order to get financial aid?
In order for a student to get financial aid, the first step they must do is apply for financial aid. That's the first step that helps us to gather information, and it gives us information to better assist you in whatever way we can. So that is the very first step to apply for financial aid. And we all know that's www.studentaid.gov.
Okay, very good. I'm glad you gave that website because it's important simply because not everybody knows where to go. And,
yes.
And since the website has changed from FAFSA to Student Gov, I think it's important to make that known. Also, give them some deadlines on when they should probably do their FAFSA form and when it's important to have it completed.
Okay. If you hadn't did your FAFSA, it's probably best to do it now. The reason why it's best to do it now because school started. So if you, it always starts October 1st, of course, due to the changes in 24-25 FAFSA, we did a little bit late, and a lot of schools are awarding students late. So it's very important that you remember that always October 1st is the time you do it. Of course, once we receive the information, then of course we process the file if there's no other information needed. Okay, if there is information needed, then of course it is your responsibility to watch your student portal for things that needs to be completed by financial aid and complete those items.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So I do know that in previous years, in past years, the FAFSA form normally opens up January 1, correct, of the year. Is that is that still the case where it's opening up that early?
No, it's October the 1st.
October 1st. Oh, that's
October
the date I was looking for. Okay,
this year, yes, this year because of the many changes that went on with the FAFSA, they opened it late, but it is expected to, next year is expected to get started October the 1st.
Okay, perfect. Good information. So tell us, Bruce, tell us about the different types of financial aid that we have available here at HCC.
Sure. We have federal Pell Grant. That's a grant that does not need to be paid back. Anytime you hear the word grant, I need you guys to understand that grant means that it's something that you do not need to pay back. So we have the Pell Grant, we have the SEOG, which is our Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant. We have TPAG and some other grants that's out there. We process loans, we give students loans, but being out of college such as HCC, you really don't need to take out loans unless you really have to. So we give out loans. And then the other thing we do, we award students that qualify federal work study. So those are the three areas that we award our students in.
Okay. So he said grants, loans, and federal work study. Those are the three buckets that you can get financial aid for. So very good. Let's look a little bit more into that federal work study.
Sure.
What does that entail?
Federal work study gives our students the opportunity to work while they're studying. We have our first fair September the 4th. It will start at West Loop, and then there will be other dates that we will have the financial aid fair. There, the students have the opportunity to apply for federal work study. If they hadn't been awarded, we will award students on the spot. You have the opportunity to work at somebody's department and to work at least 19.5 hours per week. Now, the good thing about this, you get paid while working, and that's $15 an hour. So that's some good money. Now, I can remember back when I went to school, it was $3.35. Now it's $15. That's a lot of money, and we're here to help our students, but they don't have to really focus on working and doing something that would distract their studies.
Right, and I think that's amazing that we're such a large institution that we have plenty of opportunities for students to find a work-study job on campus. So that by itself is an amazing piece to financial aid. And it's money you don't have to pay back, and you get a check. So amen, and kudos to $15, okay? So then that brings me to this last point I want to talk with you about, because I think it's important also. In about 30 seconds or less, tell us about the Eagle Promise.
Eagle Promise is a grant that we give to our students if they're shortcoming. There's a lot of students that are not awarded the full amount of Pell. So our best thing is not to have our students to apply for loans. So whatever the grant don't cover, then the Eagle Promise covers. And that's given to our first-year freshmen. It's very important that if you're a first-year freshman and you see it on your portal, please fill out the application.
Oh, thank you for saying that. Because like he mentioned, the Eagle Promise is a grant, money you don't have to pay back,
Yes.
Which is what Bruce described earlier. So, hey, we're going to have to get you back on the show to get more information about financial aid, because I think it's very important, and it is one of those scary subjects, just like math. So we need to get students more comfortable with talking about financial aid and understanding what financial aid is. So, Mr. Bruce Ware, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us on the show today.
And thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. And if you enjoyed the show, follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Houston Community College District to listen to the topic and more HCC programming. Visit hccs.edu/podcast. And for the topic on HCC TV, I'm Dr. Darin Lamar Baskin. Until next time.